Hey Mimiko, got some exciting news for you. I know you're already excited about this Cats and Dogs expansion pack, but I learned that there's going to be real animated seagulls too. Mimiko, what did I tell you about the camera? Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims info/thoughts video. So yeah, Cats and Dogs expansion pack has finally been announced. It's been quite a few hours since that announcement, but wow, like this still feels so surreal that it's actually happening. Finally, after about 3 years of waiting, it's actually a thing. Hopefully I don't wake up tomorrow and it turns out we're actually getting some sort of reality TV trash expansion pack instead. But for now, I'm going to talk about some more information from Twitter as well as the official blog post. And in case you haven't already seen it, I did already upload a reaction video for the whole Gamescom reveal. Not just the trailer, but also like the bit before where they like talked a little bit about the mobile and console versions, and then also had the celebrity dog on stage. Yeah, that was it was pretty interesting stuff. So I'll leave a link to that in the video description below. So to start off, the official blog post does confirm that the new world is called Brindleton Bay, where you can walk your pets, you can chase birds, and stretch your legs. And it's in this world where there actually are animated seagulls, which is why I did that opening joke at the beginning, so hope you enjoyed that. But as you can see here, as it's being pointed out to me, there is a seagull in the background of this shot, perched on a pole in the water. And what makes this even funnier to me is that when I was at Sims Camp last year, I gave SimGuru Jill some feedback about the pigeon technology that she was talking about in one of the City Living live streams, and I told her, like, you should definitely apply this technology to seagulls as well. That would be amazing. And as you can see here, SimGuru Jill says, our advanced seagull technology will not disappoint. Yes! Seagull hype! Oh boy. You'll probably see plenty of seagull pictures then, once this expansion pack is out. And this whole world really looks like it was made for me. I'm still in shock that I guessed that world right, that we were gonna get like some kind of coastal world that was still a bit rural. I don't know if it's too rural from what I've seen so far, but hopefully it is. As much fun as I've had in Windenburg and San Myshuno, I won't be surprised in the least if Brindleton Bay becomes my new favorite. But anyways, back to the blog post. So in the second paragraph of this screenshot here, it says that once you have your puppy trained and the cat feeder all programmed, have your Sims purchase the local veterinarian practice to start work on Monday. That's right, you can own a vet clinic, hire the perfect staff, diagnose illnesses, and perform surgeries to improve the wellness of the neighborhood's pets. This sounds even better than what I predicted, because basically this is combining the best of Dine Out and Get to Work's active career system, because you can buy the lot that you want to work at, and then you can actually run it yourself. And one other small thing from the blog that I'd like to point out is that cats can jump up on fridges. You might remember me talking about that possibility in an info/thoughts video a while back, so it's really cool to see that become a reality. I wonder if cats will be able to unroll toilet paper. I haven't seen any evidence pointing towards that yet, but yeah, that'd be great if they could do that too. Alright, so let's dive into some Twitter info here. So I'm going to start off with this from SimGuru Lindsay. She confirms that the color wheel is not for Sims. They are not making create a style. But what they have done is that they made the color wheel exclusively for cats and dogs for the create a pet feature. To be honest, I'm not really surprised over this because, well, if they were to put in a color wheel for human Sims, they'd have to redo so much of it. They'd have to be able to make every item that's come out so far for The Sims 4, including every pack, compatible with a color wheel. So just for that aspect alone, I don't think they could really do it, or if they could, it would be just so costly. When that big Creative Sim update came out last year, they talked about how it took a lot of work to do that update, so I couldn't imagine how much more work it would be to implement a color wheel for all of the Create a Sim items. But I can kinda see how they were able to pull it off for Create a Pet, because Create a Pet was not already in the game. This is like a whole new component, so I can see that they were able to like kind of pull it off for that. But one thing that does have me really disappointed is that there is not even a cheat to control pets. We just cannot control them at all. Not even a go here interaction, although we actually can use our Sims to call our pets over to us. So there is that at least, but wow, like I'm surprised at how much division there's been in the community over this, because there's some who are in agreement with me saying like, yeah, this is not a good decision at all. And then there's some who say, oh, actually this is great because it's more realistic that way, because it's like in real life we can just suddenly like control our cats and dogs' bodies. And that's basically what the Sim Gurus have been saying, that they made that decision because they wanted pets to feel more spontaneous and lifelike. But I still disagree, because, well, I mean, with The Sims 3, if I didn't want to control pets, I just would leave them alone. I wouldn't control them. And if I needed to control pets for whatever reason, like say if I wanted to like set up a scene for like my Let's Plays or something, then I can control them. And that's fine. Everybody wins. So I'm not sure why it always has to be like one extreme or the other, because I think it's fine. Like, sure, maybe it can be hard to resist the temptation to control pets whenever you want, but I mean, that's not something that you can develop. Plus, I think it is kind of fun to explore the world from the eyes of a cat or dog for just a little change of pace, and I think that's a big reason as to why they had pets controllable in The Sims 3 in the first place. That, and also, if there was a bit of an emergency situation and my pets weren't smart enough to take care of themselves, then I could tell them to eat or whatever they need to do. And if that ends up happening in The Sims 4, well, that is going to be a really bad situation for Maxis to be in. In the end, I want what's best for every type of player, not just for storytellers, but for machinima makers, for builders, for every kind of player. You still can see what your pet's needs are though, so that's a relief. At least we can do that. One potentially interesting aspect of this pack is that if you own Get to Work, then you can sell pet toys and furniture in retail stores. So then if you really want to, you can make pet stores, just not ones that sell pets themselves, but just like an accessory shop of sorts where you can buy more stuff for them. One thing that is returning from previous Sims games is that we can train cats and dogs to not demolish furniture. So I'm expecting the whole system around that to be very similar to what we've had in previous Pets expansion packs. With the household cap, it has not been increased. It's still going to be one pet is equivalent to one Sim. So if you have a household that has 8 Sims in it already, I guess you're out of luck, which is really unfortunate because with The Sims 3 they did increase the limit, so like you couldn't have more than 8 human Sims, but you could add on 2 pets in that case, so that's too bad that flexibility is not here. I'm guessing that is just to make the game run better. Singu Grant did confirm that there is new music with this expansion. Didn't say specifically what, but I'm still holding my prediction of bluegrass country music. As for wildlife, there is a little bit of that, because foxes were actually shown near the end of the trailer, very briefly, and raccoons were confirmed in the beginning of an interview with Simguru Grant on Games Radar. I don't really mind too much about skunks and deer probably not being in the expansion. I don't have that much attachment to them, even though they were in previous games. And it is kind of cool to see that foxes are wildlife for the first time in the Sims series. I do wonder though, will they be exclusive to Brindleton Bay, or can they appear in other worlds too? Because foxes and raccoons I can both imagine appearing even in the city environment of San Myshuno. So I think it could work. Like, yeah, if deer were in the expansion pack, then okay. Then that would be a lot more difficult to make sense of, but yeah, if foxes and raccoons are the only wildlife, then sure, I think it's fine if they appear in all worlds. One last thing I'll talk about is the console version. So it has been confirmed by SimGuru Drake that Cats and Dogs will only be releasing for PC and Mac in November. They'll talk at a later date about when it will be DLC for the consoles. And unfortunately, with toddler stuff, it will not be available at launch either. I can see both the good and bad in this, because maybe if they were trying to develop new packs for the consoles at the exact same time as the PC, there'd be complications. And also, it's kind of unfortunate that, on the other hand, there's not really complete parity here. Console owners will be missing out on pets, as well as the toddler stuff pack when it comes out. And that wraps up another Sims info/thoughts video. So let me know in the comment section below what you think of all of this info with the Cats and Dogs expansion pack, and how excited you are in general for it. While I am disappointed with a couple of aspects, overall, I'm still really excited for Cats and Dogs, and I think it will blow City Living and all the other expansion packs for The Sims 4 out of the water. I can't wait. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!